Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here, and I am very pleased to bring you guys the first of what is hopefully a complete set of 8 retrospectives, career retrospectives of the Elite 8 in 2014 on the WDWMagic Imagineering forums. For those of you who don't know, go to WDWMagic.com for all your armchair Imagineering needs. Anyways, with us today, I would like to introduce my fellow Survivor fan, IDInstitute. How you doing, ID?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Do you want me to call you IDInstitute? What's the deal? What's the deal with that?
Well, the nickname is IDI, but
IDI? Okay,
yeah,
okay, cool,
that's the
cool,
general
gotcha.
one that people use, but it's up to you.
Alright, cool. I think we'll go with IDI. Alright, how are you today?
I'm good.
Alright.
Pretty busy, but yeah.
Pretty busy. Well, I guess we better get to it then.
Mhm.
So we're here to talk about your career in WDWMagic's Imagineering forums through 2014, specifically in the competitions. Now, you got into the Elite 8 just based on your performance in one competition. I know I found that kind of surprising because, like, I kind of, by my logic, I kind of deduced that people would have to compete in multiple competitions, but I guess that's not the case.
Yeah. Well, if I recall correctly, the two competitions that took place prior to it, I think they both got canceled. So.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. So it was literally only one contest.
The points from them counted, but not that many points were awarded because.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Thanks for clearing that up. Okay, cool. All right, so you made it pretty far. You made it all the way to Project 8. We will talk about both the pre-swap and the post-swap. So first of all, any pre-game thoughts going into Sorcerer's Apprentice? Like, had you followed the first season? Were you excited to play? What were your thoughts going into it?
Well, I was a fairly new member, so
okay.
and I weeks before I just discovered the Imagineering forum, so I didn't read up on the past seasons. I didn't even know there were past seasons really.
Okay, gotcha.
Game. And so I didn't really know what I was getting into. I started reading it, and the first season, that is, and it seemed really fun. So.
And of course, you being a reality TV fan, I'm sure that the Apprentice part of it drew you to it.
Actually, I never watched the Apprentice TV show, but
I haven't really seen that much of it myself. But of course, I guess you and me are both big Survivor fans. But
well, I saw the first hour last night where Kevin Jonas got kicked out. But
okay, yeah, I need to follow up on my Celebrity Apprentice. I haven't seen it since the Gary Busey season. But as a reality TV fan, were you excited just based on the competition element?
Yeah, very. That was probably the biggest thing that I was excited for.
All right, cool, right on. So let's get to the project. So you were on Team Land with yourself, Armichael, Zwayland, Sam, and Robert. You want to talk about this initial lineup, who you really connected with?
Well, no one in particular. I didn't know anyone, but yeah.
Right, but I mean, like, once the game started and once the brainstorming started and everything like that, like, who did you really latch on to? Like, who were the real standout players right out of the gate?
It's hard to name one person or two in particular because we all, as a team, we really formed a good connection all around.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Really.
And you guys really did. Someone from Team C did end up winning, but especially post-swap, you guys really did make a big run. Like, you won a lot of challenges in a row, so props to that.
Actually, Zwayland ended up winning from Team Land.
Zwayland, yeah, okay, cool. I didn't know there were two winners. I thought there was just one. I thought Monorail Red ended up being the ultimate winner.
That was one.
Okay, gotcha. No, but I'm just saying your team as a whole really, once it got down to the post-swap, Monorail Red ended up winning out overall, but your team really did kind of dominate that post-swap situation, based on what I could tell. But anyways, let's get into some of the individual projects. Project 1, you guys did the Tintin e-ticket. What can you tell me about this?
Well, I was the first project manager, which was kind of scary because I had to,
and of course, one of the big rules in Survivor, never be the leader right out front.
But yeah, I was assigned the leader, so I guess that's better. Anyways, yeah, I didn't really know a whole lot about the topic of Tintin. This was Zweeland proposed this idea of Tintin, and it was a really good concept, and we went with it. So.
Okay. What do you end up doing? Like, what part did you end up contributing?
I believe I did all of the shop, and I might have. I can't remember. I might have helped edit the ride a bit, but.
Okay, cool. Well, overall, it turned out to be a really good project. Really set the tone for the rest of the season. Do you want to briefly touch on the controversy that went on about using the IPE?
That was fun. We brought this up in our PM that we knew we didn't really have the rights to them, and I think we meant to make a point of that in the post, but we never ended up doing so, and at least researching it. But
I think it would have helped if you guys would have the big loophole. I think would have been using exclusively the comic and making a big point to say that nothing from the movie would be replicated. So, but overall, I mean, it's a great idea. But anything else you have to say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I think we pretty much touched on it all. There, controversy. It was a little. I could see both sides. I could. But,
sure. I mean, it's one of those things. I think the fact that that the movie was a Universal property in particular is what touched a nerve. Because I remember that's what England really got upset about was, oh, well, why don't we just use, Universal Monsters e-tickets and stuff like that? So, like you said, I could see both sides, but I do think you guys really went out of your way to make it fit into the Disney mold, so I do give you props. Anyway, this next project, let's go on to, you guys did an overhaul of the middle school campus Disney park called Disney Hollywood Studios in Paris, and I will always and forever use that joke when referring to the park. You did specifically the Journey Through the Movies e-ticket, along with a lot of other stuff. What can you tell me about this?
Well, okay, I mostly worked on the Rock and Roller Coaster theme. I didn't really, do a lot that week. I was kind of busy. But, yeah, I really liked the way the ride turned out. I thought the concept of the ride vehicle, which I believe Michael 21 created the concept of the vehicle, and it was pretty unique, I think.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the that attraction where you had it was really in terms of the armchair Imagineering community, me and Joker's Wild made a point about this last night, I think, where the Great Movie Ride is one of the most sought after pieces of you could do so much with it, and I really enjoy the way where you guys really took it to the next level in terms of being in the movies. But let's see, what do you do in particular with Rock and Roller Coaster? Can you refresh my memory on that?
Okay, if I recall correctly, what I did was, I think it was a concept where it was similar to the Hollywood Studios version, except it wasn't an already famous band. It was more like a new and coming band that was granted their first concert, and they had to go to it right away.
Cool.
So, similar but slightly different.
Well, I like that because I think that idea is a lot more universal. I think with Rock and Roller Coaster, you can do one of two things with it. I think that's a very good way to go with it. I think the other way to go with it would probably be to do rotating bands and different themes, but that's a different story. Okay, so let's move on to Project 3. This is a really small one. It was a 24-hour project. You guys did Australia, and you did the Outback and the Modern Coast. So, anything at all you remember about this?
I honestly don't remember much. It went by really quickly. Yeah, I remember making the land. Yeah, I briefly remember this. There was the ocean ride and the Outback. I forget the names of them. I'm sorry, but
No.
I can't remember what I worked on. But this wasn't our strongest. Obviously, our first loss. So
Yeah, you guys
we didn't
lost.
have a lot
You
of
guys
time
lost
to-
Robert
we
in
didn't-
this spot.
I think the like what led us to be successful, right? The first two challenges was being able to edit and revise and build upon each other's ideas, but we didn't really have
Gotcha.
time for that in challenge 3.
Sure. So when it was crunch time, you guys kind of fell apart because your whole team dynamic was built upon getting those ideas really fleshed out and brainstormed. Okay, cool. Anything at all you can tell me about the boardroom that went down where Robert went home, or were you not involved in that?
No, I was not in that boardroom. It was. I remember it being sad though because it was the first time we went and we were feeling a kind of confident, but we knew there was a bit of a chance.
Sure.
And yeah, so the team we're really close and working well together. So having to eliminate someone was unfortunate, and also Robert's time zone difference.
Right. Yeah, I played in a lot of Survivor games in Facebook where that kind of becomes an issue when competing in challenges and stuff, because those games get people from all over. A lot of people from Australia playing those kind of games. Let's see, it has a lot of people from just all over the world. So it's time zones really do become a factor. So I can totally understand that.
Actually, Robert was the initial PM for that challenge, but our RM had to take over. So
because of the time zones. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Then moving on, Project 4. Maybe this is where you can fill a bit of a gap because this project is not available anymore. It is Monster Gorge.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened to the website there. I'm gonna ask Sam as he. But yeah, I was reading through the PM that we used to create it earlier, just to get a real refresher. So we rethemed 2 rides and added a new one. And
Okay.
The rethemed 2 was one of the Amazing Spider-Man, and it was themed to Dracula. Can't quite remember what the story was, but there was, we had a designed castle around it.
Was it classic 1930s Dracula?
No, I honestly don't know.
You don't remember? Okay. Because there's a lot of different interpretations of Dracula, obviously.
And I should note, most of the land, the different sections of the land were themed to old, European villages where the monsters were from.
Okay, gotcha. So you got your Transylvania and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The second one that was rethemed, which I worked on this one, was the Incredible Hulk, rethemed to Frankenstein.
Oh, I like that. That's a good idea. Any what kind of thematic show elements did you include there?
Well, there was actually a mountain built along the track, so it wasn't so much of an eyesore anymore.
Right.
A more extended queue, and the lift hill had a bit of a scene where you could hear audio from inside the lab, what was happening and how Frankenstein was being created, and then at I guess
the monster is being created.
Yeah,
not Frankenstein. Sorry.
I'm not big on that. And then the whole "it's alive" quote. That's when it's faster, and then it takes off.
Okay, that sounds like a perfect place to have the launch. Good idea there. Okay, anything else you can tell me about Monster Gorge?
Yeah, the last attraction was a dark ride that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Is that?
Oh, okay, cool. I'm sure Joker's Wild would appreciate that.
Mhm. I I don't quite remember what happened in this ride because I just don't know that much about the character.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I'll hopefully I'll get the site back up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be good. Always good to restore lost projects. So, okay, so let's move on to Project 5. This was a pretty simple, straightforward project. You guys had to do an ad campaign, and you had to use Projects 1 and 2 as the basis for it, for Disneyland Paris. So what was your role in this?
Well, I was project manager again.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah. I don't I don't really know what I did because it was a unique one because the first four were more about creating concepts, while this was creating a campaign.
Yeah, I must admit, like, in the lore of my game, so you want to be an Imagineer, like, ad campaign projects are kind of notorious. Like, Season 8 was a really epic season, and it had a lot of really, like, over-the-top creative projects that had, like, total, like, blue sky concepts. And then it got to the last project, and the last project was an ad campaign. And that is, like, notorious. But anyways, I'm sorry, go on.
Yeah, our campaign was a whole new world, and it was honestly the theme that we were going for. It kind of got lost in creation. Like we had an initial theme, and then it just kept getting edited so that it changed over time, but we never really adjusted some of it. So I think the focus that was kind of lost was what led to the challenge losing. But
Right, because, yeah, definitely me and Jokers, we went over the point of the video. And again, if Sam's watching, I very much apologize because I was kind of harsh about that video. I did say one comment I really did regret, but it was a nice put together video, but it really didn't connect to me in terms of like the whole new world concept because you guys had a good idea with that. You know, I feel like you could really play with it. I myself personally feel like that song is a little oversaturated, but hey, oversaturated works when it comes to marketing because a lot of people are going to know about it. So I think that was the big disconnect. I agree, was that you guys it seemed like a lot of things were kind of up in the air when it came to the creativity that round.
yeah, so I think the biggest thing was the parade there. We tried to make it unique. It came out okay, but it wasn't designed to be like the big anchor of the project, but it kind of felt like it was when I reread it.
Right, yeah.
Anyway,
All right, so that was challenge. I'm sorry, that was challenge 5. Okay, and I should mention at this point that this is where the teams got swapped. You guys also lost M.A. Screamin'. Did you lose him this round?
Yeah, we gained and immediately lost him because he really didn't post much.
And that was really the only change in the swap, was you guys lost Robert, and then he was immediately swapped with M.A. Screamin', and then you guys lost him. But then the other big person you guys lost was Sam this round. So you want to talk about his departure?
Yeah, well, the boardroom was interesting because there were actually 4 of us. Me, Sam.
Oh, that's right. That was around that England was in there. Yeah.
I don't really remember why he joined.
He was in there just because he was really busy and he just wanted to clarify that he couldn't put as much time into it as he should.
Okay. But M.A. never really came to defend himself, so he was automatically fired.
Right.
And then Sam was also fired because, mostly because, he was starting to get more busy and have much more on his plate during that challenge because the competition was running longer than expected, or the challenge was running. And so we had some disconnect with him during the challenge.
Okay, I hear you. So it was mostly just communication issues that led to both these people's departures. Okay.
Yeah.
Fairly straightforward. Gotcha. All right, so let's move on to Project 6. This is out of all the projects I've read so far in Sorcerer's Apprentice, this is my personal favorite. We got Winterland.
Yeah. I remember that. I like that one. It probably wasn't my favorite, but I think we did a good job making it a well-rounded land.
I just really liked it because I felt like it took a lot of the core concepts that went into designing the original 1955 Disneyland park and kind of just expanded on it. It feels like something that would be in that original lineup. And, you know, and of course, like, you guys went above and beyond what Disney would do because Disney would just slap Frozen all the hell over that land, and you guys did not do that. So,
well, yeah, I think we made a specific point of mentioning, like, yeah, at first thought you'd think, okay, Frozen's gonna be in the icy area, but no, like, Frozen belongs in Fantasyland. There is a land for fantasy.
Oh, very, very wise choice. That was like the most refreshing thing. Oh boy, I have my personal issues with. I like Frozen as a film, but I have my personal issues with the way that they're handling it in the parks. But anyways,
I'm
what
not
was
happy
your
about
specific
Maelstrom, but
What?
I'm not happy about it being Maelstrom being replaced, but
Oh yeah, Joker is just absolutely livid about that. And hey, on my end of the pond, Muppet Vision is replaced by a sing-along that you can get on the damn DVD. So, yeah. Okay, anyways, what was your specific role doing Winterland? What do you work on?
I believe I worked on the Scandinavian area, but I can't remember. We all kind of like created concepts together, and then like each of us morphed them into the land itself.
Sure. Yeah, it definitely feels like a project that kind of came together very naturally through a lot of cohesive brainstorming. All right, well, really strong point there, really strong project, not really a lot to talk about. Let's move on to Project 7. This is kind of going into territory that I have not yet covered on the podcast. We got Prehistoric Point, which is a dinosaur-themed hotel. And I gotta tell you, Jurassic Park might just be my favorite movie of all time, so as someone who's just obsessed with dinosaurs, I love this. This was really good.
Thanks. Yeah, this is just a weird fun fact, but my favorite map out of the whole season was from this one, the Prehistoric Point map. I think, I can't remember who made it. It wasn't me, but I'm not quite sure what I liked about it so much, but yeah.
Yeah, this was, it seems like it was a smaller project. I imagine the due date was pretty close to when the project was announced.
Yeah, 24 hours.
Oh, it was a 24-hour? Okay, I got it. Okay, I think it really came together well, though. I think this was a lot better than your guys' first 24-hour project, wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, right. We took some of the problems we had and tried to fix them.
Okay.
And this was a non-elimination project anyways.
Oh, was it? Okay, I gotcha. Okay, cool.
The reward
so it's kind of just like, oh, flex your imaginary muscles here.
And the reward for winning was extra vacation days, which can be used to push farther back the due date.
Now, I feel like this is something that me and Joker haven't really touched on. Is there any sort of a particular strategy involved with vacation days, or is it mostly just for convenience sake?
Well, yeah. If we felt the need to want to expand our concept, if we felt like we had a really good concept going, but we needed more time to just improve it so that it was well-rounded, we would use them. I think we would wait till just about as late as we can push it to see if the other team would use a vacation day. But
okay. Also, yeah. I guess kind of makes sense to wait until the last minute, so therefore you have more time to actually work on it.
I used a vacation day of mine.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. So, anything else you can tell me about Prehistoric Point?
Um, no, not really. It was pretty simple for what it was. But
Yeah, it was. It was a very straightforward project, but I felt it came out rather well. Okay, next we have Sad Days. We have the project that you were eliminated on, the Cursed Palace, the Shanghai Disneyland equivalent of the Haunted Mansion. Now, I only got a chance to skim this project. I didn't really get to look into all the details of it, but my one criticism with it is I feel like you guys kind of went overboard with the story. And especially with the Sorcerer, I just, like, whenever I think of Sorcerer and Disney, I think of Yensid. And it's like, obviously that's not what you guys were trying to go for, and so whenever I saw the word Sorcerer, I just kind of got confused, and it kind of created a little bit of a disconnect there, but, what can you tell us behind the scenes? What went into this?
Well, I think the biggest thing we were striving for when making this was to have a good story, which we might have. It might have.
Ironic. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so but we didn't spend too much time on it because we wanted to make sure we could elaborate on the detail of each scene.
I gotcha. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was very ambitious, and I admired the project on that end. Like I said, the one thing I would have changed, like, if you would have just called him the Wizard instead of the Sorcerer, you know what I mean? Like, that was, like, the one thing. It was just, and I admit, it's mostly just a dyslexia thing on my end, but it's just, I see the word Sorcerer, and just, my mind's eye just instantly goes to Yensid. I just can't help it. So, that was really the challenging thing about this project for me. I know that's kind of unfair, but, oh, God.
One thing I really liked was Armichael 21's poem that we used to introduce it project.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was. I never could do anything like that. I just can't.
Right, right.
Together.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, yeah.
So what in particular did you work on, or was it kind of more of a group effort?
Well, the scenes were the main thing we did. The story was a group effort, really, and the scenes, I don't remember which ones in particular I did, but we kind of just split those up amongst each other.
Okay, okay. And so lastly, you guys ended up losing this project, and sadly you ended up going home, so, any insights into your departure here?
Well, I was the project manager, so I think that was probably the main reason why I was fired, because just, but Zealand was really good, so, like, I have to give credit to him, right? He was definitely a way better competitor than me, so I knew.
Did it just come down to you and him? At this point, was there only one nominee?
No, there was three of us, me, Zealand, and Armichael 21.
Oh, okay.
RM had the immunity idol from Challenge 7.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
not the hidden immunity idol there.
Me and Zealand each had like
hashtag blindside. Yeah, right.
Yeah, we both really liked it. And
so essentially, you were just up against. Essentially, you were just up against like really, really steep competition.
Mhm. Yeah, and
okay.
like I said, he obviously deserved it if he ended up becoming the eventual winner. So.
Sure, definitely. Were you bummed out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
While the time I was the 24 hours or so, while I was waiting for the reviews, I kind of just I was frustrated at first, but I kind of started to think you know what, yeah, it's extremely unlikely I'm gonna move on, so I just started to accept it then.
Right.
And so when the actual judgment came in, I was calmer with it.
Oh dear. I remember when I first played in some of these, and especially in some of my Survivor games that I've played in, I've had some very colorful reactions to getting voted out. Oh dear. Obscenities may or may not have been involved. Lots of obscenities, chains of obscenities in Facebook posts. Oh, good times, good times. Oh my, oh my. Okay, well, so there you have it. You were eliminated. What was your eventual placement in the season?
Seventh.
Seventh. Okay, seventh place. Nice round number there. Well, no, it's not
It's in the latter half, so at
It
least.
is
So that's
indeed,
good.
indeed. Okay, so I
8 out of
guess.
12 challenges, though, sounds better to me. So
Wait, what? What?
I prefer saying 8 out of 12 challenges. I
8 out
think.
of 12 challenges. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So then came the Elite Eight. Now, did you guys know about the Elite Eight, like going forward, like going into Sorcerer's Apprentice and everything?
Yeah, I knew a little, because right, again, I was new. I wasn't fully aware of the whole setup as the
Okay,
ICS.
okay,
But,
gotcha.
but right throughout the summer, I like read about it a lot more. So by the end, I was familiar with it.
Cool, cool. What was your initial reaction to finding out that you were in the final Elite Eight lineup?
Mm. And I was surprised that I got the sixth place seating. I thought I would have gone like eighth if I made it in.
Hmm. Okay. Now who were you up against?
Um, England DJ.
England. Okay, so this guy was a powerhouse throughout the entire season of throughout the entire like year, I assume, based on everything I've heard. So yeah, I think going into it, you could kind of probably assume that your chances of surviving past the first round were not great going
Yeah,
up
no.
against England.
But well, actually, the one thing I was kind of like thinking that might be an advantage to me was that the use of video certain websites were prohibited, and
And
like that.
he's really known for doing that stuff.
Hmm.
Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah. So, but he's still like a real good detail guy, and
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
pulling out
definitely.
content.
Oh god, so it's kind of like, oh, let's see, let me see if I can make like some sort of survivor analogy that you'll understand. It's kind of like it's kind of like a new player going up against Boston Rob. It's just not gonna happen. Okay, so let's see. Then you want to talk just really briefly about the project that you ended up submitting for Elite Eight?
Sure. So, Magic Gates. Um, the concept was I was focusing like on the last words of Zulin's post of like keep it like to inspire like the imagination and fantasy of the land for Disney.
Uh-huh.
So, going with that, I uh, just tried to use some sort of like magic feeling of the parks and just um, the, can't think of the word, but yeah, I don't know.
Don't worry
But
about it.
I tried to incorporate the different fantasy and spirits. I don't know.
I hear you. I hear you. Now the choice to move the Sorcerer's Apprentice hat. I personally thought it was a good idea. Joker had some skepticism in regards to the spacing. I do think it's very practical to have some sort of other use for that thing. I got to admit, I'm kind of in the old school camp where it's like, I don't know where you stand on this issue. I'm in the old school camp where I did not like the fact that that damn hat was blocking the Chinese theater for so
Yeah,
long.
no, I'm not a fan of that.
Okay, okay, good to know. But
Yeah,
but no, I
that
do
was
think it's a good icon, and I do think you can use it very practically. So,
yeah, that was my thinking. Like,
yeah, yeah,
in the TCC, I thought would be a good place for it.
gotcha.
And
But
considering that, the new theme of it would be like different, like the fantasy of the parks.
sure,
But I
and
knew
it's
that
kind
was
of
going to be a risk that would either pay off exponentially or just disliked.
yeah. So, do you agree with any of the concerns about spacing? Looking back on it, do you think maybe it would have been a tight fit?
Yeah. Um, I, I was thinking of extending it, but just the whole area in general would have been like expanded for the space. But when I made the map,
Sure.
I don't think I accurately like placed locations where they would go.
Okay. So I guess that pretty much concludes it. I guess unless you have any other things to say about your time in 2014 with WDWMagic.
No, it was just a really fun experience. I'm glad I signed up. I'm glad I competed because it was just really fun. I met some cool people, and I'm excited to be a part of 2015.
Yeah, 2015 is going to be a really banner year for WDWMagic, I think. I'm really excited to cover all the competitions and everything. Really cool stuff coming your guys' way. So,
Yeah, so Imagineer is going to be a fun competition.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a big one. So,
and then in May and June, I'm going to be hosting my own.
Oh, you are? Oh, okay. You want to give us a little bit of a preview about that?
Sure. Why not? I'm on air. So,
plug. Little plug.
Sorry about that. So far, the initial title I'm going with right now is called the Creator Games. It's you're going to have task of creating all.
Is it a takeoff of the Hunger Games?
No. Actually,
okay.
It has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Anyways, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so a bunch of people are going to compete in, there's going to be 9 sessions in total, and the sessions it's not predictable. There's no format to it, so it's going to be real free, real fun, and different challenges and twists. So.
Okay, cool. Sounds exciting. That's going to be you said when's that going to be in?
It's going to be 2 months, May and June.
May and June. Okay, cool. So, yeah, we got a lot of stuff on the plate. We're just getting started with doing the videos here on WDWMagic. Again, I couldn't be more happy to be the main video guy for all you fine people out there. Monorail Red will be joining us for another Elite 8 career retrospective. That will be tomorrow night, generally around 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. So a little bit more manageable for you East Coast people. So in the meantime...
Yeah, I didn't catch last night's podcast.
You didn't catch last night's podcast?
Yeah, midnight.
Yeah, well, that's understandable. Yeah, Joker is a nocturnal animal. He is a nocturnal beast of the night that feeds off of the blood of pigs. And that's how I'll end. Yes, I love you, Joker. Okay, so thank you for coming on IDInstitute. Hopefully we can have you on for maybe some solo Imagineer recaps in the future, maybe some other fun stuff.
Thanks for having me.
Indeed. All right, and we will catch you guys later. Again, we have Monorail Red will be joining us tomorrow, and Wednesday and Thursday. So Monorail Red will be... I'm sorry, I can't get my own schedule straight. So Wednesday and Thursday, me and Joker will be covering the last 2 halves of Sorcerer's Apprentice as well, so look for that.
Okay.
All right, so thanks again to IDInstitute for coming on, and you folks have a good day. Keep on believing and keep on dreaming and whatnot. I don't have a slogan. Yeah, I'm professional. All right,
can I have the fishy?
Yes, you can have the fishy. See you guys later.